and welcome to my channel. It is Thursday the 28th of February and it's Chit Chat Thursday. So thank you for tuning in, and yeah, let me have a little chat about my week. If you've watched my channel this week, you all know that I've had a few moments, feeling a little bit demotivated. Just, I had the mojo there, but it wasn't there, if you get my gist. Yeah, I just hadn't been my usual self. Some of that could have been hormones because the star week had arrived. Sorry if that's too much info, but hey, these things happen. But yeah, so Friday, if you haven't been watching my what I ate in days, I did mention it, and also how I'm feeling and things like that. But basically Friday I went out to Wagamama's. I ended up going over my sins anyway because I chose a glass of wine, but I chose the wrong main, which I thought wouldn't be too bad, and it was 33.5 sins. So yes, completely, probably within flexi sins maybe for the whole day, but I had sins further earlier on in the day as well. One moment please, I need to let the cat out. Sorry, I could see the cat hovering down there wanting to go out. She literally just came in just before I started the video. But anyway, yes, so yeah, but since then, so Tuesday, Wednesday and today I have been totally on it. Saturday and Sunday was actually not too bad. I just went one sin over each day, so that was fine. But Monday I started having sweets in the afternoon and I was doing really well. But then the sweets opened, and then later on I had some Doritos, I had more sweets, and it was more so the evening, because it was Sydney's birthday. I had some Viennetta because that's what he wanted, because he had cake the day before, and he asked for a Viennetta. I don't think he'd ever had one, but he wanted one, so we stuck a candle in it and he blew out the candle, and we all had a piece of that. And yeah, then it just went downhill from that, and I don't know if it's with the sugar in it, whether that just took control and I felt I was depriving myself. I don't know. I have mentioned that in my goals video that I just felt me cutting out the sugar completely was too much for me. But I do realise I need to drop the sugar a little bit more than and have less than I normally have, which I have the last couple of days. I've done this before where I've deprived myself of something and I end up binging on it, and I don't want to go back down that road. And that's something I've done pretty much in my 20s and 30s. I've done that, and it's only until I've mentioned before, if you've watched my channel a long time, I've mentioned before I did a course before I started Slimming World for the second time. I've done the Slimming World in August 2016 to March 2017. I wasn't in the right frame of mind. I didn't have the support that I had. I never stayed to group as much as I should have done. When I stayed to group I was fine, but not having that support kind of yeah, didn't help. It was nothing to do with Darren. Darren's really supportive, so, and my family are supportive, but not having that support at the time probably didn't help. I was easily swayed, should we say. And then in the June I did a program called Supercharge. It doesn't really exist now, although she has started up again, and I was invited to do it because at the time I had my business and they wanted just kind of a bit of promotion, and I had a good discount for it, so I decided to do it. I'd already done it previously a couple of years before, but at the time I don't think I was in the right frame of mind. This time I was like, I'm going to do this. I'm hitting 40, I'm going to do this. So I did the program, but it wasn't for me to follow. I realised I had to go back to Slimming World, but this time with a completely different mindset. And Supercharged, they taught me that, yeah, you can avoid trigger food, but I think if you're completely depriving yourself of everything, they taught you basically to more enjoy the food, and that's what I changed my mindset, and that's what I did. And I felt this month I was fine not having the sugar and the chocolate, but then I started to feel deprived as soon as I had some. not so much the chocolate, more so the sweets. And I realised that I had to stop this weekend. I just had to stop and doing the no sugar. And it's funny because since then, the only sugary things I've really had since Tuesday and Wednesday, I don't say 2 days, and today I just don't feel like any, is I've had 2 hot chocolates in the evening, one on Tuesday and one on Wednesday. On Tuesday I had some with marshmallows on, and last night I had one with a hi-fi bar, which I sinned, and I didn't feel the need to have another hi-fi bar. I didn't feel the need to have more chocolate or add some sweets. I just enjoyed it, and that's what I've gone back to. I've gone back to changing my mindset, because that's what I remember. I tried to put into practice what I remembered when I did this course before I rejoined Slimming World, and I tried to put that into practice this week to get me through it, and I feel more back in control now. That's what I feel. I feel like the mojo's back there. I'm more motivated. I feel back in control, and I'm enjoying the food, and I'm not binging like I had been the last couple of days before and the previous weekend. And I think maybe I always try to be positive, but I think this time with the £2 gain for no apparent reason, when I knew I was 100% on it, and you can see people in group sort of looking at you thinking, were you 100% on it? Yes, I was 100% on it. I know the plan inside out. I know how to fill a third of your plate speed. I know to check my sin values, apart from obviously the Friday just gone. Yeah, I know the plan. I weigh everything. I was completely on it. I know if I'm picking and not getting that loss I probably deserved, really kind of knocked me this time, and usually it doesn't. Or it hasn't done for a long, long time. So I've kind of got out of this. That kind of gets onto the next thing that I want to talk about, is the blind weigh-in. I'm still in 2 minds at the moment. I will weigh in this Friday and I will share my results, but I'm still in 2 minds whether I want to do blind weigh-in. Part of me does, just to see, and part of me doesn't want to, because I don't want it to be about the scales, but I don't want to, am I blind weighing and making it a thing? I don't know. I just really don't know. I think I'm just going to see how I feel Friday, or even next week, because I've still got to the following Friday to think about it, and just sort of see how I feel. But I'm trying to enjoy the plan, and I have done the last couple of days. I really have done. I did an SP day Tuesday, I did an extra easy yesterday, and I'm doing another I'm going to do another SP day today, just to kind of hopefully then I can get a maintain on Friday. If I can get a loss, brilliant, but I'm really not expecting a loss. Star Week has arrived, and even though I said before it doesn't really affect me, it's usually the following week that it affects me more. I just don't, you know, I don't have a great loss on Star Week anyway, so I might have a loss or a maintain. So I will see. I just really hope I get a maintain, because I have been over my sins quite a lot on Monday and Friday, and as I said, on Saturday and Sunday was just one sin over, so I'm not too worried about that. But I've kept my sins low the last couple of days, but again, not depriving myself and making sure I'm listening to my body, and that is something that maybe I have forgotten to do the last couple of months, not listen to my body. Even though I think I'm being on plan, maybe I'm not, because I'm not listening to my body. The other thing I wanted to mention is something I learnt this week. My consultant, my first consultant when I first rejoined Slimming World, mentioned it, that like if you're having like something like beans on toast, you don't have to add speed, because it's not something you would normally add, and just to enjoy it and things like that. But I didn't realise that when you're using a healthy extra B, you don't need to add speed if it's not required. Like, I mean, say for example, you're making, I don't know, like a pizza with a Weight Watchers wrap, and you add salad to it. That is something I would normally do. Even if I was having a normal pizza, I would still have salad with it. It was Katie Jane's channel I was watching the other day on one of her What I Ate in a Days, and she did mention that you don't have to add speed. So I was like, oh, so like if you're having like, I don't know, chocolate Weetabix or shredded wheats, where you can have 2 of each, so yeah, 2 shredded wheats or 2 chocolate Weetabix. The Bix's ones I use, but I think you can use Weetabix own. Yeah, you can add your milk and things like that, but if you don't want to have any fruit on it, I mean, I would probably actually normally add fruit anyway. Yeah, it doesn't have to be speed, so I didn't actually know that. So if you're not aware of that, you might already know this and think, what's she on about? This is, everyone knows this. But yeah, I just thought I'd let you know and share that, because don't feel sometimes you always have to have speed. But the rest of the meals and everything where you're not having a healthy extra B, make sure you are having a third of your plate speed and half a plate if it's an SP day. Healthy extra A, I am still, so this week I have been having 1 healthy extra A based on the old plan. So at the moment the new plan is 400 mils of almond milk unsweetened is 1 healthy extra A, and then say for example 30 grams of cheddar, for example, normal cheddar is the other healthy extra A. I am going back to the old plan just for this week and also next week, because next week I want to have a full week on plan, just so that I can kind of work out, is it the healthy extra A that's holding me back this year so far, why I'm not losing weight. So I've gone back to having half a healthy extra A, which is 500 mils of almond milk unsweetened, because I use the Alpro unsweetened, and before you could have 500 mils, sorry, you could have 1,000 mils, and obviously 500 is half that, and then I'd have maybe like 15 grams of cheddar. Sometimes I would only just have half the healthy extra A, but make sure I'm having like quark as well to get my calcium intake that way, or you know, fat-free Greek yogurt. So yeah, I'm just going to sort of see how it goes. I have noticed though this week that I don't actually need the cheese. Maybe I was just having the cheese for the sake of it. The general feedback I am getting from people is that it has affected people, you know, and it's affecting their weight loss. But then there's others that are still losing and having great results where it's not affecting them. So let me know what you think. If this has affected you, have you gone back to the old way, or is having 2 A's actually working really well for you? Do let me know if that's helped you in any way, either way. I have spoken to my consultant about this a few weeks back actually, and it is actually, Slimming World have said that it's all okay, do what works for you with regards to the healthy extra A's. They said it's optional to have the second healthy extra A, so that's something to think about if you know your weight loss is sort of stagnant and not moving so quickly as it was before. Maybe just tweak it for a few weeks, see if that changes. If it makes no difference, then you know, go back to having the 2 healthy extra A's if it's better for you. But you know, it's your journey, you decide, or speak to your consultant if you have any concerns. But my consultant has had it confirmed from Slimming World that it is optional. It's not, you don't have to have that second healthy extra A. And the other thing I was just going to mention this week is meal planning. So some meal planning. I'll give you an idea of what my plan is for meal planning. I'm going to watch Emily, Jane, Godsell and also Joe Vlogs. They have done some recently, they've done some meal planning. So I'm just going to sort of catch up with a few of those, the ones that they've done sort of this year. There's a few that they've done between them, so just to get some ideas. But what I've done is I dug out my princess meal plan. I mentioned about this a while ago. And I'm going to plan to have the breakfast lunches. But I might be a bit more flexible with those, but I'm going to check my diary. And then dinners, I'm kind of going to stick to the dinners because I want to plan, as I said, I want to go through my cupboards and everything. And then snacks, I might just leave free for now because I'm just going to kind of snack on fruit and vegetables. And then anything I need, I'm just going to pop on here. What I have got, and I did this a while ago, is I went through my books, and I probably need to go back through my books because I've got a few more since then, and also just, you know, things change and I might want to try something different. But I write a list and I put the page number of the ones that I want to try or have tried, and then these ones below are like various ones. So these are just things that I have made and I absolutely love, or just things that I, you know, like spaghetti bolognese. I make a good spaghetti bolognese. but sometimes I tweak the recipe around a little bit. Just different ideas. I'm also going to get my Spice and Entice box out and have a look through there and see which ones sort of appeal to me. I don't know if you know, but I am a Spice and Entice ambassador, so I do get to try some lovely recipes and things like that with their products. And I have a discount code below if you want to make a purchase, which gives you 20% off. But these recipes, like creamy Cajun pasta, I absolutely love, and I make that using either the Spice and Entice Cajun seasoning, which I really like, but one of my other favourites is the Schwartz one, which is free, but just double check, because I think, is it the Aldi or the Lidl one, or it might be both, aren't sin free. They're quite low sins, but they've got sugars in it, and it does sort of ramp up the sin value, but again, it's quite low, and if you're serving it between 4 of you, it's not too bad. Butternut squash pasta bake. I did a recipe on this. If you look for it and put in Slimming World butternut squash pasta bake, it will come up, or go through my old vlogs. If you can't find it, let me know and I'll send you the link. Lentil chili, southern fried chicken thighs, that's one of our favourites. So I kind of need to go through my list, also go through some of the blogs like Pinch and Nom, Slim and Eats. There's another one as well, Oh Two Chubby Cubs, and just go through their blogs and have a look and see what recipes stand out to me and write them down. So I'm going to kind of do that this weekend, or today and over the weekend. I've also got the new book, which I have mentioned before, but there's one recipe I'm going to try this week. I just need to get the cauliflower for it, otherwise I've got everything else, and that is the pakoras. I thought the kids would probably like these as well, but I'm just going to make them and maybe serve them with an actual chicken curry, or maybe a lamb curry, because I've got some lean lamb in the freezer, and make a curry and then have those on the side, rather than having like an alternative to an onion bhaji or something. So sort of have those on the side, and they're free, these are, and the curry that I will make will be free as well. So those are a recipe that I'm going to try this week. And another recipe I might try this week if I get a chance, but I got this book for my birthday. It's the vegan plant-based Bosch recipe book, and I absolutely love it. I've been wanting it for ages, and I got it for my birthday, and they have this recipe here which looks really, really nice. And they just serve it like that, but I could kind of adapt it so I could just do it for 2 people, for me and Darren. And it is the giant burrito cake. I don't know if you can see that. It might be really hard to see, but if anyone wants the recipe, let me know and I can send you a DM over on Instagram with a picture of the recipe. There's more of the recipe there, so it's quite a long one. But there's obviously olive oil and stuff like that, but obviously I can take that out. There's quite a bit of olive oil actually, so I will take it all out. In fact, there's like 3 tablespoons of olive oil. So yes, we'll definitely be taking that out, and I'll use probably just like, fry light or something. It's also got 10 slices of dairy-free cheese. That will probably need to be sinned, or it might be one that you can use as a healthy extra A. Otherwise, everything else is all free. So yeah, I think I've got most ingredients for that. I'm gonna I need cayenne pepper. I've got garlic powder. Yeah, I've got everything else. So I just need to get the dairy-free cheese. 10 slices it says of that. I see, you put it in the layers. So I could actually just use the cheese slices and use 2 of those or 4 of those and have that as my healthy extra A, or sin it. Yeah, I'm gonna make that and give it a go. Or I could even just leave it out actually and maybe just grate some cheese on the top. But I would quite like it to make it with the dairy free, just to see what it's like. But yeah, that looks really nice. That's one recipe that I'm going to make as well, probably this week or next weekend. And then I'm coming to the end of my Fox and Moon 6-month book. I absolutely love it. I knew I was coming to the end, but it took a lot longer than I thought. I thought, I've only got a couple of weeks, I'll get a new planner, which I did. And yeah, I had quite a few weeks left in there. So yeah, I got this obviously about 6 months ago, and I've used it every day. I have no plans to throw it away at the moment because I do write in there how much I've lost that week, so it'd be quite good, or if I've gained, to kind of look back on and see if there's any good recipes, and like if I'm having a bad week, see what I did that week. So I do keep them. Eventually I will obviously get rid of it, but it's just quite handy to have for now. And I have shown this before, but I will be using this from tomorrow. This is the book. It is from Princess Planning, and it says, "This is my year to sparkle." I did buy this a while ago, and I did mention it on here. But yeah, I'm looking forward to just starting a new book. I do love Fox and Moon and have always used Fox and Moon, but I just thought I'd try a different one. So yeah, I'm going to try that one this time. And it's just to kind of keep me in order. It's quite nice actually starting a new book on the 1st of the month, which is tomorrow. I can't believe it's March tomorrow. So yeah, I'm really, really positive now. I feel so much calmer and just forgetting about the scales. And I know that if I start to feel like that, then I will definitely call blind weighing for a couple of weeks just to take the pressure off, because this week I'm wanting a maintain. Whether I get that, I don't know. I'm hoping for a maintain. But if I start to feel how I felt last weekend, then I'm gonna blind weigh in for 3 weeks. But I will keep you posted. And it will only be for 3 weeks. I don't think I could do any more than that. I will need to know. I need to know by the end of the month, because one of my goals is a £3 loss. So hopefully I will get a £3 loss for the month of March. Yeah, so let me know how everyone's week is going. I will share with you tomorrow my weigh-in update, and fingers crossed I have managed to undo the damage from Friday and Monday, and yeah, we will see. But have a fabulous Thursday. I'll speak to you all tomorrow. Take care, everyone, and do let me know how everyone else is getting on and what your thoughts are on the Healthy Extra A and also blind weigh-in. I'd love to hear your thoughts on it, and I'll speak to you all very soon. Take care. Bye.